Dude, your song sucks. Yeah, but how do you know that? Tip of the day. All right, let's start out by saying this. Music and art is subjective, 100% subjective. What's not subjective is how it's actually doing in the marketplace. Are people saving your song? Are they reacting to your song? Are they adding it to their personal playlists? Are they loving your song and playing it over and over and over again? How do you know this? It's very simple. We have Spotify for artists. We have Apple Music for artists. We have the background. We have the analytics and the data so that you can figure that out, right? Without having to prove to yourself by paying a bunch of Spotify playlisting services or paying for ads and finding your audience, because of course you have to do that. But how do you know the song's good or not? How do you know that your mix is great and your master is great and the product is good? It's an iPhone 12 good. It's iPhone 13 good. You have to read the analytics. The only way you can tell if your art, if your product, because remember, we're talking market viability here. I didn't come on this channel to talk to you guys about, oh man, you got to feel a certain way, bro. And when you tell your story, you got to love kittens, man. Like, you know, and you can just keep doing your Bon Jovi metal, death metal covers and you just do you, bro. That's not what this is about. This is about market viability. Here's the biggest key right here is you have a song, you put out all this effort. You're like, man, my homie, he mixed it, he mastered it for me. My other homie, this guy on YouTube, I grabbed a track from him off the YouTube. And, you know, I just put this song together and it's blowing up because I've been marketing it well. I've been promoting it. It's like cool, but, oh, and then it got on a Spotify editorial playlist, right? Like, okay, these are all cool things, all good signs that you're doing a great job with the marketing. But how can you tell if it's going to get to that next Spotify editorial? So first thing, editorial playlist. Let's break this whole idea and the concept, okay? And this is from Spotify. This isn't from my mouth. The way the Spotify editorial playlists work is that when you get into a Spotify editorial playlist, they kind of put it in the bottom ranking Spotify editorial playlist, right? And then they see how it does on that playlist. So if it does really well, meaning it gets a great save rate, which is an analytic you should definitely be tracking. Save rate means people are actually liking it, they're adding it to their playlist, or they're downloading it. They're actually saving it to their Spotify. That's what that means. So that's a big indicator. If you got 1,000 listeners and you got 600 saves, that's a pretty damn good save rate. 60% if you did the math. So save rate, the way that people are listening, the stream rate, right? Like if Will came to my song and he played it, did he skip it within 15 seconds of hearing it? Like, oh, screw that, I don't want that, right? Or did he listen to it for 3 minutes? Did he listen to it for 50%, 80% of the song? What is that amount of time that people are playing my song, right? And Spotify for Artists Analytics does not have that information, but it does have your streams. So if you know how many listeners you have, you got 1,000 listeners, but if you only have 500 streams, there's something wrong there, right? If you got 1,000 listeners and 1,000 streams, I'd say there's still something wrong there. You should have 1,000 listeners and 1,500, 2,000 streams, right? Because that means people are listening to your song more than once. That means your song's actually pretty good. And Spotify algorithms are very smart and they're getting better every day. So that's a big indicator, right? So Spotify editorial, the way it works is with these algorithms in mind, right? So it gets into this bottom playlist and it goes Spotify editorial and you're on the top of the editorial playlist, bro. But then it's like, what happened? You're not getting any streams on this. Like you're on a big playlist, but nobody's streaming the song. And 30 seconds is an actual official counted for stream that you actually get paid for, right? So think about it. Like who's streaming your songs? How many streams are you getting from even being on editorial playlists? These are legit playlists. You got to read the analytics. If you're not getting those streams, you got to work on your song. You got to get the quality up. You got to get a better engineer. You got to get a better vocal performance. You got to write better melodies. You got to captivate your audience quicker, right? Stop making 30-second intros. You know what I'm saying? So this is the biggest point I'm trying to make. You have to read the analytics because the art is subjective. So if you want to blow up with your music, you want to get it to be market viable, you got to learn how to use Spotify for Artists, analytics, look at your streaming numbers versus your listeners, look at your monthly listeners versus your save rate. That's what you want to figure out. Also, pay attention to how many algorithmic playlists you get put into and which ones. There's release radar, which is going to happen because you get pinged or your followers on Spotify get pinged that you're releasing a song. Same way, that algorithm works the same way. Goes into your 1,000 followers that are following you on Spotify into their release radar playlist, their algorithmic playlist. Now, if those people are really digging this song, they're saving it, they're playing it over and over again. Guess what? you then get pushed out to more algorithmic playlists. Discover weekly. There you go. That's how that works. So then the algorithm goes, wow, people are really digging this. Let's find people that have the same things in common and the same listening habits and different artists that sound like this. And let's push it into Discover Weekly, where it's into new people's, not your followers, but new people's playlists. And then the algorithms kind of take over and give you some streams, right? And then and so on and so forth. You have on repeat. That's a big one, right? People are playing it over and over. They got it in a playlist and they keep playing your song over and over again. So now it's on repeat in their playlist, their algorithmic playlist. They'll push it out to other playlists. And it just keeps building algorithmically. So pay attention to those over the editorial for sure, but know how to read the analytics, because the analytics and the data, this is why these people pay so much money for data, why Facebook ads, why all this data everywhere, all over the internet is so important, why Mark Zuckerberg is in the courthouse, right? It's data collection. You have to understand how important it is that you get your data right and you read your analytics and you study them and you understand them and you figure out if people aren't listening to my shit in an editorial playlist, I'm doing something wrong. And that's it, guys. That's your tip of the day. Go get your streams up. Go get your listeners up. But make better music, captivating music. Tell better stories. Hook people in better. Have better mixing, mastering, engineering, production, songwriting, performances, better recordings, everything. Get it all together. Put it up and you'll blow up, dude. You'll be like Drake, man. No guarantees. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment on this video if you liked it. If you really liked it. I don't care for your fake love. And subscribe to the channel for more tip of the days almost every day.